What's everyone looking at on the other side? There's a girl playing Street Fighter 2? No way! It's that girl from year 6 class 2! My class! Akira Ono!
Romance is one of my favorite genres in anime, and one of my favorite things is seeing it with unique takes that really change it up from the norm. It could be something small like living under the same roof, wingmanning each other, to bigger things like secretly being adults or aliens and space travel. And in this case, High Score Girl combines that with my favorite genre of video games, fighting games, so it was perfectly up my alley. The series takes place in 1991 at the start of the massive video game boom and follows Haruo Yaguchi, a very skilled fan of arcades who discovers his fellow classmate, the perfect rich girl Akira Ono, playing Street Fighter 2. And not just playing, but destroying everyone that comes her way. The series literally kicks off when Haruo resorts to cheap tactics to beat her, ruining her win streak. I really love this since it sets up their interest in each other in a quick way that totally makes sense. A lot of anime do the secret only I know about thing, but here it feels more natural because they both have something the other wants. Her skill level shows that she is very serious about video games, and because of this gains Haruo as a rival. Haruo being the only one to see the side of Akira makes her more comfortable around him since she now has someone to share her interest with. The two are rarely in sync with each other, which makes their chemistry really entertaining. Akira never speaks, so he can't read her, yet you can tell she's very interested in all the things he talks about. Her actions really show who she is, so it compensates for it. Actions speak louder than words, and Akira definitely proves that. It's something both you and Haruo pick up on as the series progresses. While he definitely doesn't know what she's thinking, he knows what she's feeling, which is just a testament to how well you get to know her. This is what people should be referring to when talking about how to do a komi-san anime. The story takes place over 5 years, making this really earned while also making it different since you see both of the characters grow and mature. Haruo initially wants to improve in fighting games to beat Akira, and it's really satisfying seeing how that expands to other areas because he just wants to improve overall for her. They meet as kids and you get to see their feelings mature with them. In general, I was very surprised with how mature the series gets, and it really subverted my expectations and it hooked me more and more every time it did. While I've been mainly talking about these two, the cast overall is really memorable because they just want what's best for the two of them. They really feel like friends, which makes all the dialogue between them really enjoyable even when it isn't trying to be funny. Like I mentioned earlier, it takes place in 1991. I've always been a fan of anime that take place before modern times because a lot of the issues the characters face are things that could easily be solved with the internet. It's interesting seeing them face more hurdles due to the era they're in rather than something just to inconvenience them. There are many moments where if it was set in modern times, the cast would be focusing on them even more, hindering them because of how easy it is and because they didn't take advantage of it. They accept things a lot quicker because of the lack of accessibility, allowing them to grow. It also uses video games to tell the narrative in pretty clever ways, like how it shows the passage of time with game releases. Seeing text tell you how much time has passed feels really different to actually hearing and seeing it in the world itself. In general, it's just fun to see what it was like in that time period. Getting excited for all the new video games and consoles that released and how it took over the scene. One of the episodes starts with Haruo gushing about the TurboGrafx 16 and Akira is totally into it. I had a smile on my face the entire time. And as you can see, it uses real video games and consoles, which really adds to the immersion of the anime. Instead of having to make up their own strategies and mechanics, they use actual ones from the games, which may seem alienating, but it does a great job in explaining what they are for anyone new. It was really cool learning about Street Fighter 2, and it made total sense why Akira was mad at him in episode 1. You guys most likely noticed the look of the anime. It has this CG animation style that really sets it apart. While I know CG is looked down upon due to its quality, I think it works well here. A lot of anime try to use it with really nice 2D animation that it's very noticeable. Rarely does this work, and even for shows like Demon Slayer that get away with it really well, there are still moments that it's clear as day. Or sometimes the material it's based on doesn't translate well to the medium because of how much personality is lost. That's not the case here, since it's completely CG, making it more cohesive, and the manga it's based on, the art is really simple that it translates well here. There are many moments where it takes full advantage of it in ways that wouldn't be possible in 2D, and I really appreciate that. You really are seeing what it was like to be a gamer in the 1990s because it feels incredibly authentic with how much detail was kept. This was very important for producer Yuji Matsukura. He talked about how he wanted everything in it to be completely accurate, and that could only be achieved in 3D, which is why JC Staff switched to it from 2D. They took it very seriously by modeling off real cabinets, getting footage from real software, to even buying machines from junk dealers. Despite it starting off 2D, he had a very clear vision that was way more experimental, and he fought for it because he knew it would benefit from it, and it really shows in the final product. Yuji Matsukura knew what he wanted to do, and that meant taking the staff out of their comfort zones, and I really respect him for that. I hope we see more anime in this style from them, since their first attempt was pretty solid. If you want to learn more about the production, I'll link the interview since this is only a fraction of the amount of love that was put into the anime, and overall it's a joy to read. Continuing on with the production, the music was a pleasant surprise, being great remixes from the games they play that sounded really fresh to fit the story, as well as original music that felt video gamey. This is because Yoko Shimomura was behind them, the composer behind several iconic video games like Final Fantasy XV, Super Mario RPG, and of course the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Which makes sense, get a video game composer to work on your anime about video games, especially because some of the games they play were ones she worked on, like Final Fight and Street Fighter 2. There was so much love poured into this anime, and you could see it in every facet of it. By the time season 1 finished, the manga was at its end, and it shows because every episode felt very tight, constantly pushing the development of the characters. I was emotionally exhausted by the end, but it left me incredibly satisfied and even wanting more. It's one of the rare anime that adapted the entirety of its manga, and it feels like that when you finish it, so that says a lot. It's easily one of my favorite anime I've watched this year that I think is very much worth your time despite the subject matter. The setting gives a glimpse of a very different time in the culture for some and be nostalgic for others, but at its core it's a really sincere story about people who become closer due to the same interests. Don't skip out on this one. It does a lot of things that will give you a unique experience that nicely wraps up in the end. If you guys hit the end of the video, I always appreciate that, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys, thanks for watching.